So hello guys, after a long time I have decided to do a live on this channel, and welcome to my channel Pravalika Lifestyle. So today I'm gonna have decided to study early in the morning. So I thought on live it will be easy for you also to, it's a sign to study, and I don't feel sleep when I watch the phone and all. So now I have decided to study the chemistry, periodicity and properties. So I don't want to waste more time. Now it's already 4:30. Let's go. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe it. And I have decided to do live every day. Hopefully I do. Let's see. Let's start. And I hope bring your book and continue your studies. As I have already have the notes, but decided to learn the NCRT for now. It has been so long after learning this chapter, so let's go. Periodic document. In 1831 elements, and by 1865 it has been doubled to 63. And at present, 104 elements are known. Of them, the recently discovered elements are man-made effort to synthesize new elements are continuing. With such a large number of elements, it is very difficult to study individually the chemistry of all of these elements and their innumerable compounds. Individually, to ease out this problem, scientists searched for a systematic way to organize their knowledge by classifying the elements. Not only that, it would rationalize known chemical facts about elements, but even predict new ones for undertaking further study. So, genesis of periodic classification. Classification of elements into groups and development of periodic law and periodic table, and the consequence of systematizing the knowledge gained by a number of scientists through their observations Experiments. The German chemist John Gernier in early 1800s was the first to consider the idea of trends among properties of elements. By 1829, he noted a similarity among the physical and chemical properties of several groups of three elements triads. In each case, he noticed that the middle element of each of the triad had an atomic weight about half a way between the atomic weights of the other two. Also, the properties of the middle element were in between those of the other two members. Since Gemini's relationship, referred to as the law of triad, seemed to work only for a few elements, it was diminished. As coincidence, the next reported attempt to classify elements was made by a French geologist, B.D. Cancotios, in 1862. He arranged the known elements in order of increasing atomic weights and made a cylindrical table of elements to display the periodic recurrence of properties. This also did not attract much attention. The English chemist John Alexander Newlands in 1865 profound the law of octaves. He arranged the elements in increasing order of their atomic weights and noted that every 18th element had properties similar to the first element. Eighth element, okay. The relationship was just like every eighth nother resembles the first in octave of music. Okay. Newland's law of octaves seemed to be true only for elements up to calcium. Although his idea was not widely accepted at the time, he for his work was later awarded the Raleigh Medal in 1887 by the Royal Society London. The periodic law as we know it today owes its development to the Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev in 1834 to 1907 and the German chemist Lothar Meyer working independently. Both the chemists in 1869 proposed that on arranging elements in the increasing order, their atomic weight similarities appear in physical and chemical properties at regular intervals. Lothar Meyer plotted the physical properties such as atomic volume, melting point and boiling point against atomic weight, and obtained a periodically repeated pattern. Unlike Newland's, Lothar Meyer observed a change in length of that repeating pattern. By 1868, Lothar Meyer had developed a table of the properties similar to the first one and the not calcium. Closer resembles the modern periodic table. However, his work was not published until after the work of Dmitry Mendel, the scientist who is generally credited with the development of the modern periodic table. While Weber initiated the study of periodic relationship, it was Mendel who was responsible for publishing the periodic laws for the first time. The properties of the elements are a periodic function of their atomic weights. Mendeleev arranged elements in horizontal rows and vertical columns of the table in order of their increasing atomic weights. In such a way, the elements with similar properties occupy the same vertical column or group. Mendel's system of classification elements was more elaborate than the Mendeleev's. He fully recognized the significance of the periodicity and used a broader range of physical and chemical properties to classify the elements. In particular, Mendeleev relied on the similarities in the empirical formulas and properties of the compounds formed by the elements. He realized that some of the elements did not fit with his scheme of classification if the order of atomic weight was strictly followed. He ignored the order of atomic weights, thinking that the atomic measurements might be incorrect, and placed the elements with similar properties together. Okay. Okay, for example, iron with lower atomic weight than the group 7 along with fluorine. Okay. Weight that of tellurium group 6 was placed in group 7 along with fluorine, chlorine, bromine because of similarities in properties. At the same time, keeping his primary aim to arranging the elements of similar properties in the same group. He proposed that some of the elements were still undiscovered and therefore left several gaps in the table. For example, both gallium and germanium were unknown at the table at the time of Mendel published his periodic table. He left the gap under aluminium and under silicon. And called these elements Eka aluminium and Eka silicon. Okay. Mendel predicted not only the existence of gallium and germanium, but also described some of them general physical properties. These elements were discovered later. Some of the properties predicted by Mendel for these elements and those found experimentally are listed in table 3.3. Okay. Almost similar to each other. Okay. The significant classification based on atomic mass. So 63 elements were classified, 8 vertical columns, groups, and 9 added as inert gases, 0 gap. So 0 and 8 group, all other groups divided into 2 submerged A and B. So Moseley-Manhattan periodic table based on atomic number, frequency against atomic number, plot atomic number plot gave straight line while the atomic mass it was zigzag pattern. Shanmuga Priya, hi. Good morning, Jiten Kumar. Tinku, hi. Rohit, hi. Shanmuga Priya, I'm not preparing for UPSC, I'm preparing for the NEET. I'm not an inspector, I'm a student. Okay. Hi. So for till now, I have completed 3 pages of NCRT with the tables. Nice. I think we are going on a average speed. I think I have to speed up more. I always get confusion of this periodic table, guys. Not the modern one, but about this earlier one periodic table. Is so confusing. I don't know how the people have discovered these things. Even I feel physics is better, easier than this periodic table. What do you say? It's better to read the modern one. Okay, the modern periodic law and the present form of the periodic table I'm gonna read now. Yeah. So we must bear in mind that when Mendel developed his periodic table, chemists know nothing about the internal structure of an atom. However, the beginning of the 20th century witnessed profound developments in theories about subatomic particles. In 1913, the English physicist Henry Moseley observed regularities in the characters of X-ray spectra of elements. A plot of frequency where V is frequency of X-rays emitted against atomic number Z gave a straight line and not the plot of root V, that is a frequency versus atomic mass. So guys, if you're not subscribed, subscribe it now. So I'm gonna do this every day and it will be useful for you, as per my suggestion, because I have been doing this like watching others live and reading by my own. It helpful for me, I hope for you also. So it's been 22 minutes and I'm not feeling any sleepy. So I think it's a good idea to done, to be like me who loves sleep, get sleep in the middle of the study sessions. So it will be helpful for you, and I will not disturb you in the middle. After 15 minutes I may talk with you. Let's go. Okay, he thereby showed the atomic number is more fundamental property of an element than its atomic mass. Mendeleev's periodic law was therefore accordingly modified. This is known as the modern periodic law and can be stated as the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Okay, the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Okay. The periodic law revealed important elements neptunium and plutonium, like actinium and protoactinium, are also found in pitch blende anode of uranium. It stimulated neuron interest in inorganic chemistry and has carried into the present with the creation of artificially produced short-lived elements. You may recall the atomic number is equal to the nuclear charge, that is number of protons or the number of electrons in a neutral atom. It is then easy to visualize the significance of quantum numbers and electronic configurations and periodicity of elements. In fact, this is now recognized that the periodic law is essentially the consequence of the periodic variation in electronic configurations, which indeed determine the physical and chemical properties of elements and their compounds. So it's a sign to drink water, keep you hydrated. So numerous forms of periodic table have been devised from time to time. Some forms emphasize chemical reactions and valence, whereas others stress the electronic configuration of elements. A modern version, the so-called long form of the periodic table of the elements, is the most convenient and widely used. The horizontal rows, which Mendeleev called series, are called periods. So these are the periods and these are the groups. And the vertical groups elements have similar outer electronic configuration in their atoms are arranged in vertical columns referred to as groups or families. According to the recommendation of the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, that is IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. The groups are numbered from 1 to 18, replacing the older notation of groups 1A, 2A, 2B, 3B, like that, till 1A to 7A, 8, and 1B, 7B, and 0, like that. They have divided into 1 to 18, that like they have numbered by an IPAC, that is Public Indian Union Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay. Sorry. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, that is IUPAC. There are altogether 7 periods. The period number corresponds to the higher principal quantum number. So each period number corresponds to an higher principal quantum number. Okay. Next, the first period contains 2 elements. The subsequent period consists of 8, 8, 18, 18, and 32. So first period consists of 2 elements, and the second 8, and the third one 8, and the fourth one 18, fifth one 18, and the last 32 periods. So 32 elements respectively. So each period has 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 elements. Okay. The seventh period is incomplete, and like the sixth period would have a theoretical maximum on in the form of the period on the basis of quantum numbers of 32 elements. In this form of the periodic table, 14 elements of both 16 and 17, that are lanthanum, anthenoids and actinoids respectively, are placed in separate panels at the bottom. Okay. Nomenclature of elements with atomic numbers less than 100. So the naming of the new, I think more than 100. Yeah, it's more than 100. Okay, the naming of the new elements had been traditionally the privilege of the discoverer or discoveries, and the suggested name was ratified by the IUPAC. What is the IUPAC? The International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay. In recent years, this has led to some of the controversy. The new elements with very high atomic numbers are so unstable, that only minute quantities, sometimes only a few atoms of them, are obtained. Their synthesis and characterization therefore require highly sophisticated, costly equipment in laboratory. Such work is carried out with competitive spirit only in some of the laboratories in the world. Scientists, before collecting the reliable data of the new elements, at times get tempered to claim for this discovery. Okay. For example, both American and Soviet scientists claim credit for discovering element of 104. The Americans named it Rutherfordium. The Americans named it as a Rutherfordium, whereas the Soviets named it Kuchatovium. It's very complicated to pronounce it. Kuchatovium. To avoid such problems, okay, we have the IUPAC has made recommendation that until a new element discovered is proved and his name is officially recognized, a systematic nomenclature be derived directly from the atomic number of the element using the numerical roots for 0 and numbers 1 to 9. These are shown in the table 3.4. And the rules are put together. So successfully half an hour completed. So we have started at 4:30, but I have decided to start at 4. But yeah, no problem. At least we have started. I'm happy for that. So now the time is 5. We have successfully completed half an hour. I'm thinking to do till 6. Let's see how much I can do. So yeah, till 6 I'm gonna read this chemistry only. After 6 to 7 I have a bio class. Let's see. And yeah, nice. How are you all? And hi to everyone. Good morning. Radhe Radhe. So I'm just preparing for my NEET exam, which is NEET UG. Okay, back to studies, guys. I'm getting yawnings so far. Not feeling sleepy, but I'm getting yawnings. Okay. The roots of the the roots are put together in order of digits, which make up the atomic number, and m is added at the end. The IUPAC names for elements with Z or above 100 are shown in the table 3.5. So we're gonna study about two tables now. For 0, nil, n, and for 1, un, bi, tri, tet. Okay, nil, un, bi, tri, quad, pent, hex, hept, oct, n. Okay. And now we're gonna practice some questions, I guess. So that will be the best option to practice this table. See, I'm getting warnings. I hope it doesn't lead to sleep. But let me open my rough copy and practice. I think today is 12th only, not 12th of Feb. Okay, yeah. So for 0 it is nil. For 1 it is n. 2 by, tri, quad, pent, hex, sept, oct, and we got it. So I got the table. This one, I got it. So we got the table of the IUPAC nomenclature of elements. Okay, let me write the shortcuts for it. So it's a N U V T Q. Yeah. T Q P H S Y. Yeah, even I got it right. So this one, and this is the bio table Punnett square. I practiced this long ago. Yeah. Still, practice makes man perfect. Now let us try a random number and get, like, let me answer it. So for all, at the end we have to add IUEM. So let's try for 108. I'm just trying a randomly. I'm not prepared yet. Yeah, it's a trial now. As I'm not a trial, a practice. So for for 0 it's nil. For 8 it is oct. A nil octium, I guess. So we have to write the shortcut for this also. Like U, for 1 it is U, and for 0 it is N, and for 8 it is O, UNO. Nice. It's like Charvik Varna, hi. So let me check the answer, guys. Uniloctium UNO, and I also wrote the same uniloctium UNO. It's a right answer. And let me answer one more question. So I've decided. Otherwise, let you guys give any number between 101 to 118. So you guys can comment between 101 to and 118. I will answer in upcoming time. Okay. Let me take 115. I'm not saying from the textbook. You should consider that. So it's un for 5. I think it's pent. Yeah. It's pentium. I think P. Let me check. Yeah, it's a right answer. I think what we have seen, it has some official IUPAC name. Like now, till now we have done a nomenclature, but also it has some official IUPAC name and again official IUPAC symbol for the name. So it's very complicated for us, but I think who do research on these things, I think it will be very useful for them, right? So for one Annenilium UNU, it is called Mendeleev MD. 102 Oh, sorry for the disturbance. I think it has been stopped. My friend called me to wake me up, and such a cute thing. I feel she's the best because the friends who supports you are the real ones. I feel, and I'm so happy. Like she called me and tried to wake me up, and I said, "Yeah, I'm already waked up." And she's like, "Okay, it's very good, and let's go." Okay. Anil quadium, anil pentium, anil hexium, anil septium, anil octium, indium. I don't know whether it's on or not, but the timer is on. I don't know whether you guys see or not. Okay. So from now the main chapter starts. So now whatever we have learned, it's like basic history of the how it has been found, periodic tables, the earlier one, and now again we have studied the modern. We have studied the modern table, and we have learned IUPAC nomenclature of the periodic properties, and now I have set so many alarms. You're getting the sound. Oh, YouTube has effects. I never use this. Okay. Okay, we get extra eyes. A big head. Oh my god. A skeleton. Let me see the skeleton. It's not coming. Let's try the underwater. Oh, nice. Kaleidoscopy. Mirror sighted. Nice. I think we're supposed to have a sibling, right? No. So this is the radioactive effect. Nice. A horror TV effect. Very nice, yeah. Nice kind of things. Oh, it's an X-ray. It feels like some old movies. Those things have this kind of effects, right? Some kind of retro movies or flashback. You'll get this kind of imagination. Okay. I want to try this sibling one, but it's not coming. And I also want to try the skeletal one, but it also not coming. Nice. These reader classes are fine, but it's coming only a half of the image, not completely. Good. And this thermal one also good. This kind of giving me that old school vibes. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with the original one. Okay, if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel, guys. We are near to 1K. So you can be my family now after subscription. Like after taking the subscribe. Okay, back to studies. बहुत कुछ हो गया हम लोग. Okay, it's gonna be 5:30 almost. Let's go. Amendment first gets a temporary name with the symbol consists of 3 letters. Okay, later permanent name and symbol are given by a vote of IUPAC. So date is from each country. The permanent name might be reflected the countries for the state of the country. In which the element was discovered or paid tribute to a notable scientist. As for now, elements with atomic numbers up to 118 have been discovered. Official names of all elements have been announced by UPSC. So if the atomic number has more than 100, IUPAC given certain official names, that is IUPAC nomenclature, for the elements having atomic number more than 100 to 118. So these elements have been already read by us in the previous tables. And yeah, let's see. And there is a one question also given here. What will be IUPAC name and symbol for the elements with atomic number 120? It has been telling that it has like given IUPAC nomenclature of up to 118. Then why they are asking for the question for 120? So this is the things I really messed up. From table 3 for the roots for 1, 2 and 0 are given. Hence the symbol of the name respectively are UBM and unbelief. Okay, let us try once. As we all know, the symbols of the nomenclature, like 1 to like 0 to 9, that is decode the number 120. So for 1 it is un, and for 2 it is by, and for 0 it is nil, and we have to add em. Let's start a shortcut of this. UBN, yeah, unbilenium, unbinilium. What are the names? Let's check. Unbinil, yeah, it is given unbilenium and UBN, and these are the correct ones. Guys, don't know, I'm getting some random sounds from the kitchen, but no one except me was woken up in my home, and I'm so surprised what's happening. So another animal woke up in my home. It's me and Snoopy. Snoopy, let me show you my pet on live. Wait. Guys is not ready to come on live. He's refusing me to come and he want to sleep for some more time, it seems. Okay. Even my pet has some discipline and dignity. He just don't come any of the time. He just came, watched me, and went to the kitchen. And I said I heard some sounds, right? So he went there, he saw what's happening, and back to sleep. I think dog's life is best life, especially the pets at home. I'm not saying about the street. The pets at home, they are well treated. Time to time food is given. They have their own space. Okay, we are out of the box. Okay, next. Okay, electronic configuration of elements and the periodic table. In the preceding unit, we have learned that an electron in an atom is characterized by a set of four quantum numbers, and the principal quantum number is n. Okay. Defines the main energy level known as shell. We have also studied about the filling of electrons into different subshells, also referred to as orbits, sp, d, d, f, sp, df. These are the subshells, the cells which has a subshell of SPDF. You know what? I love to write when I'm reading, because reading, I just subconsciously thinking something. So when I write along with reading, I feel like yeah, something is going into my mind at least. Otherwise, I was just reading and subconsciously thinking to something, and it doesn't go into my brain. Whether you people getting me or not, but that is a real thing happens here. I think most of you can relate because it happens with everyone, I feel. And I don't know why, but I'm feeling so thirsty today. So you guys also drink some water. And now we're going to read electronic configuration of the elements and the long form of the periodic table. Okay. Electronic configuration in periods. The period indicates the value of n for the outermost valence shell. In other words, successive period in the periodic table is associated with the filling of the next higher principal energy level, that is n is equal to, okay, so last subshell. So for that we have to take n is equal to 1, is equal to 2, and n is equal to 3, is equal to 4, like so on. And it can be really seen that the number of elements in each or period is twice the number of atomic orbitals in the energy level that is being filled. Okay, the first period is n is equal to 1 starts with the filling of the lowest level, that is 1s2. Can therefore has two elements. Hydrogen has 1s1 and the helium has 1s2. When the first shell K is completed, the second period starts, that is n is equal to 2. So for helium, for hydrogen and helium, for hydrogen 1s1, for helium it is n 1s2. For the it is like second element. And now coming to the second subshell, it will become n is equal to 2. Starts with lithium, and the third electron enters the second 2s orbital. The next element is beryllium, has 4 elements and has its electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2. Nice. And for that 1s2, 2s1 or 2s we can say. Okay, I think NCRT is the best. NCRT is the easiest way to study, but sometimes it gets complicated at some easiest topics, but it is the easiest one to learn the extreme hard topics, I feel, because it's better than the guide or whatever. It doesn't help actually for me. I think this is the best one to revise. Okay, the third period ends equal to begins at sodium, and the added electron enters the 3s orbital. Successive filling 3s and 3p orbitals give rise to the third period of 8 elements from sodium to argon, and the fourth n is equal to 4 starts at potassium, and the added electrons fill up the 4s orbital. Now you may note that before the 4p orbitals is filled, filling up of three orbitals becomes energetically favorable and become across the so-called 3D transition elements. The most important and my most favorite chapter is transition, like D and F block. It is the easiest one and I feel it is the best chapter among any periodic properties chapters and all. I think this is the easiest and the best. A little bit interesting, the transitions and all, right? So this starts from scandium, that is called 21. So so it is 5:30. We have completed successfully 1 hour. Nice. Srinivas Raju Sarkunda, thank you. Please avoid the background music. Mm. Okay, okay. Guys, we have special guest. Let me show you. He came in suddenly. Look how beautifully sleeps. Look how he sleeps. Such a luxury life he has. When I call him, he doesn't come. When he wants to come, at that time he comes. Snoopy, you're on live. So why do you disturb him? Let's back to our work. You all people love my eyes. I also love my eyes. Okay, where we have left. This special guest just disturbed us. Okay, okay. All together, beginning with rubidium is similar to the fourth period and contains a Fourier transition series starting at yttrium. Yttrium? What is yttrium, guys? Okay. This period ends at xenon with the filling up of the 5p orbitals. The sixth period contains 33 elements and successive electrons enter 6 electrons, 4f, 5d and 6p orbitals in order to filling up the 4f orbitals. Okay. When it comes with cerium, that is called 58. And ends at lutetium, that is called to give the 4f inner transition series and are called the inner transition elements are called lanthanide series. Okay, the inner transition series is called lanthanide series, and the seventh period n is equal to 7 is similar to the sixth period with the successive filling of the 7s, that is 5f, 60 and 7p orbitals, and includes most of the man-made radioactive elements. So this kind of has so many radioactive elements, and yeah, it is somewhat very important for us. So this period will end at the element with atomic number 118. 118 number is an octave. Yes, let me check. Yeah, and an octave it's u. It's u. It's u. Okay. Next, which would belong to the noble gas family. This ananoctium belongs to the noble gas family. And filling up of the 5f orbitals after actinium, that is Z is equal to 89, gives the 5f inner transition elements. The 4f inner transition elements are lanthanoid. 5f inner transition elements are actinoids, guys. Actinoids, I know. Yes, I have said. As actinoid series, and the 4f and 5f in the transition series of elements are placed separately in the periodic table to maintain its structure and to preserve the principle of classification by keeping elements with similar properties in a single column. So these kind of elements have similar properties and similar like they want to keep it with the similar ones of and preserving the elements in a single column. So these kind of elements have a separate block, that is F block. In this they have lanthanoids and actinoids. Lanthanoids 4f orbitals, it has 4f elements, and actinoids which are 5f elements, 5f series. Okay, and now once revise it what I have studied, and we're gonna see is there any question, like questions are coming from this. So of periodicity in NEET 2020, NEET 16 and NEET 2020 there was a question on screening effect, that is a combined effect of attractive and repulsive forces acting on valence electron experiences less attraction from okay wait the combined effect of attractive and repulsive forces acting on valence electron experience less attraction from nucleus called as screening effect. The combined effect of attractive and repulsive forces acting on a valence electron experience less attraction from nucleus called as if the attraction is less from the nucleus, then it is the attraction of orbital. The attraction of forces, if it is lesser than from the nucleus, then it's called screening effect. Okay, we have half an hour to go. Okay, not even half an hour. Okay, it's 5:37, so I'm gonna end this at around exact 6 because I also get the alarm of that. At the time I will be finishing this. Okay. Yeah, as I said, F block has lanthanoids from elements 58 to 71. Lanthanoids 58 to 71, and actinoids are 98 to 103. Hmm? Right, there is something wrong, I think. I'm guessing right. It's not 98, it's 90. So this is the benefit of reading the whole textbook. So it's 90. So lanthanoid 58 to 71 and actinoid from 90 to 103. Okay. Transuranium elements after uranium, and first man-made elements, elements of the representative elements are from S and P block. Okay. Although he belongs to S block, but its position in P block is justified because it has completely filled furnace 2 subshell feature of noble class. Now we're going to do a problem number 3.2. How would you justify the presence of 18 elements in the fifth period of the periodic table? So, okay. So, I'm taking my rough copy again. So, we have to solve this question, which is n is equal to 5. And for L, we all know we have 0, 1, 2, 3. The order in which the energy of the variable orbitals are 4d, 5s, and 5p increases. Okay. 4s, sorry, 5s, 4d, and 5p. It's like around between, actually it is between 40. The total number of orbitals available are 9. Number of the electrons that can be accumulated is 18, and therefore 18 elements are there in fifth group. I didn't get this question, so I'm gonna mark and solve this after time. So we have to solve problem 3.2. Okay, let's go. Now we're gonna study about group-wise electronic configuration. I think we have to do it fast. Elements in the same vertical column or group have similar valence electron configurations. The same electrons in the outer orbitals and the similar properties. For example, the group 1 elements, alkali metals, all have ns1 valence shell electronic configuration as shown below. Thus can be seen that the properties of the elements have periodic dependence upon its atomic number and not on relative atomic mass. Electronic configuration and types of elements of SPDF elements. The Aufbau buildup principle and the configuration of atoms provide a theoretical foundation for the periodic classification. The elements in a vertical column of the periodic table constitute a group or family that exhibit similar chemical behavior. This similarity arises because these elements have the same number and the same distribution of electrons in their outermost orbitals. We can classify the elements into 4 blocks via S block, P block, D block, and F block. Depending on the type of atomic orbital, so depending on the type of atomic orbitals that have been filled with electrons, this is illustrated in figure 3.3. We notice 2 exceptions to this characterization. Strictly helium belongs to the S block and it is poisoning in the P block along with other group 18 elements is justified because it has completely filled valence shell 1s2 and as a result exhibits properties characteristic of other noble gases. The other exception is hydrogen. It's on live. It has only one s electron and its ends can be placed in group 1. It can also gain an electron to okay. It can also gain an electron to achieve a noble gas arrangement and hence it can behave similar to a group of 17 halogen family elements. Because it is a special case, we shall place hydrogen separately at the top of the periodic table as shown in 3.2 and figure 3.3. We will briefly discuss the salient features of 4 types of elements marked in. Okay. So for topic number 1 is 2 or 2 is 1. Most probably everyone woke up except my father. So you may get all the sounds in the background. Then you have to mute it otherwise. What do you say? I want to show you my pet weight. Say good morning to the audience. Good morning. Look at the Snoopy. Look at here. Look at here. Yes. You refuse to come to me on my life. Where you want to go? Look at there. Look. Say hi. Say hi. Hmm? Good morning. Good morning. She want to go for a walk now. So I have stopped in the middle. So is not interested in this. Okay. Bye. Okay, you can go with your rope. I don't want it. The other reactive metals with low ionization enthalpies, they lose the outermost electrons related to 1 plus ion. In the case of alkali metals or 2 plus ion, the metallic character and the reactivity increase as we go down in the group. Because of high reactivity, they are never found pure in nature. The compounds of the s block elements, with the exception of those lithium and beryllium, are predominantly ionic. Okay. I think this lighting is good. Okay. But I'm seeing here it was reduced. Yeah, it has stopped. I had to rectify it because I newly bought this mini tripod kind of selfie stick. It has an light, it's not working. Like after few seconds, it was off. To check, actually, it has an USB portal. I have charged it before for a long time. I think it was. I have to once see what happened with that. So So now we have studied about the S block. Now we're going to the P block elements. So the P block elements. P block completed. Now I'm going to the D block, that is transition elements, which is my favorite, D and F block. Let's go. So these are the elements of group 3 to 12. In the center of the periodic table, these are characterized by filling the inner d orbitals by electrons and therefore referred to as d block elements. These elements have the general outer electronic configuration n minus 1 into d into 10 1 to the 1 to 10 to n is 0 to 2. They are all metals. They mostly form colored ions, exhibit variable patterns. So successfully half an hour completed, Yogi. Yogi. Sorry, I forgot it was muted. I'm telling that successfully have completed 1.5 hour. And yes, let's continue. I was telling that it was mute. I didn't see. Sorry. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. You will get more videos and more vlogs and more motivational lives like this. Okay. Next, developed metals mostly form colored ions, exhibit variable valence oxidation states, paramagnetism, and oftenly subscribe. Oftenly, I forgot. I have another para to read here. Used as catalyst, however, zinc, cadmium, and mercury each have the electronic configuration that is NS1 into d to the power 10. NS2 do not show most of the properties of transition elements. In a way, transition metals form a bridge between the chemically active metals of S block elements and the less active elements of group 13 and 14, and thus take their familiar name transition elements. Hi. Okay. Forgot where I was. The most important, and as I said, it's a very easiest topic, that is block elements in a transition elements. So the two rows of elements at the bottom of the periodic table called the lanthanoids, that is from cesium, that is at that is called 58 to lutetium, at 71, 58 to 71 elements are lanthanoids and actinoids, as we have already learned. 90 to 108, 103, 90 to 103 elements are actinoids, are characterized by the outer electronic configuration n minus 2 into f to the f to the 1 is to 14, and again n minus 1 into d to the power 1 0 to 1 to ns square or ns2. So the last electron added to each element is filled in the orbital. These two series elements are hence called the inner transition elements or F block elements, and they are okay wait they are all metals. Okay, the F block elements are all metals. Within each series, the properties of elements are quite similar. The chemistry of the LA actinoids is more complicated than the corresponding lanthanoids due to the large number of oxidation states possible of these actinoid elements. Actinoid elements are radioactive. Many of the actinoid elements have been made only in nanogram quantities or even less by nuclear reactions, and the chemistry is not fully studied. The elements after uranium are called transuranium elements. So we have the problem. problem means here in NCERT is a question to do. So the question is, the elements that is equal to 117 and 120 have not yet been discovered in the which family or group would you place them elements, and also give the electronic configuration in each case. So it has said like for element 117 and 120 they didn't given any mention any group or kind, so they want us to give electronic configuration and place these elements in some group or any family. Let's see. So we see as from figure 3.2 the element Z is 117 which belong to the halogen family, that is group 17. So halogen family, as we see 3.2, okay, it is given in group 17, that is 117 is TS, that is tension or something kind of, it is there. So 8 as 2 is the number. I think we have covered more than half of the chapter. So there is another 40% of the chapter is left. So I will complete it after the live. So I hope you liked it, and thank you so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, and you're gonna get more videos. And I'm so happy for today. I didn't slept, and I think I won't be also after now because everyone is almost woken up. And we also have that little cutie pie on my back side. So that's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye. And thank you for all your compliments. Beautiful eyes. Thank you. Who said this is Srinivas Raju Sarikuna? Thank you. And hi Kumar. Hi. Hi. So your problem? I'm not an inspector. I'm just a student. And why you said I don't study? I'm not preparing for UPSC. I'm preparing for NEET. And Rohit, hi. Tinku, hi. Ajay, hello. And we have so many Kumars here. Jiten Kumar, good morning. And Shanmugapriya, hi. So hello everyone, good morning, and thank you so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe it now. Thank you, and bye bye. Bye guys.